You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Trump's late-night rants reveal a darker problem with the president. Expert, based on an article by Matthew Rasa. 67 posts, one presidency of panic. The power is not in the posting. The fact worth starting with is simple. Donald Trump is the president, and he used that office's attention economy like a panic button, blasting 67 social posts in one night. The source material quotes a political analyst reading this as insecurity and instability, but the larger point is not psychoanalysis. It is that a sitting president is trying to govern perception through digital noise, because the substance cannot carry the weight on its own. The performance is the point. The posts are presented as a self-authored receipt of accomplishments, but the list itself gives the game away. Family photos, attacks on a federal judge, Iran, fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, tariffs ruled unlawful. This is not a coherent governing record. It is a pile of claims, grievances, and performative outrage stitched together to create the appearance of momentum. When the facts do not support the brand, he manufactures volume. Misbehavior gets framed as mood. The weak frame in the source is the temptation to make this about Trump's temperament alone. Yes, the behavior looks erratic. Yes, the analyst calls it neurotic, but reducing the story to one man's psychology is a convenient way to dodge the institutional reality. The presidency is being used to spread lie-based propaganda, launder illegal or contested action as achievement, and keep supporters inside a loop of resentment and self-congratulation. That is not merely instability. It is a political method. The courts are a cost-shifting weapon. The article briefly touches the Carroll case and the Supreme Court outcome, and that matters because it shows how power actually works for the wealthy and politically protected. Trump can throw lawyers, delay tactics, and endless procedural games at a claimant because the system makes endurance expensive for the injured party. The punishment is not only in the verdict chasing. It is in forcing the other side to pay to keep truth alive long enough to matter. That is institutionalized attrition, not mere legal hardball. The media's boredom is part of the problem. The source notes that major outlets treat the 67-post frenzy as too tedious to matter. That is exactly how authoritarian drift gets normalized, not through one dramatic rupture, but through the press learning to scroll past the daily degradation. Boredom becomes complicity when a president floods the public square with racist, hateful, fact-warped noise and it gets treated as content. The standard for alarm has already been lowered. A presidency built on exhaustion. This story is not about a late-night posting habit. It is about a political order in which the most powerful office in the country is used to convert grievance into spectacle, spectacle into proof, and proof into permission. Trump's compulsive self-exoneration is not incidental to his rule. It is the rule. The deeper pattern is a presidency that depends on exhausting reality until lies feel administratively normal. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to AlterNet for today's article. With the automated voice of Lesak, thanks for listening.